The 2024 hurricane season will live in our memories for years, if not decades, to come. It will serve as a benchmark for what tropical systems can do to our beautiful Sunshine State. As forecasts continue to roll out, this next season looks to try and match the action we saw only a year ago. I'm News 6 meteorologist David Nazario, and we're taking a look at the unsung heroes, not only during a hurricane, but year-round, who bring to the table a new way to prepare. This is how our men and women of the armed forces prepare their troops and families for what Mother Nature tries to put in our path. It goes without saying the 2024 season left its mark on Central Florida. Between protecting lives and property to safeguarding our way of life, local and state officials are currently working round the clock to get us ready for what's ahead. I had the wonderful opportunity to revisit my roots with the MacDill Air Force Base weather team and to tour their base operations building. To this day, it is still left in a heavily damaged state thanks to storm surge and hurricane force winds. I also got a few testimonies from the personnel involved in operations during Helene and Milton, to include Airman Tessa Bradley, who was one of the SARM team members who had to prepare the office for impact before evacuating her and her family.
I am a resident here at MacDill. I have 2 children. I live in base housing, and I remember last year at Milton, we did get a notification that it was time to move and leave the base, evacuate, and I just remember it just being so stressful. Like, even though we had all the resources available and plenty of notice, we left, and then it was just terrifying to come back to, like, what would it look like.
This is a harrowing reminder that even the 1% who suit up and wear the uniform on a day-to-day basis face the same tribulations we do as Floridians during a hurricane season.
The majority of our job here as weather forecasters is to protect our assets, such as the aircraft and the people that work on them and around them. We have to do our best to give the best picture of when we're going to get significant weather, when we're going to have people stay indoors, when they can be out on the flight line doing their work.
Senior Airman Johnson went on to tell a bit of his experience during Milton and Helene, as well as what he endured during the evacuation process.
So we were still dealing with the leftovers from Helene. The water was still up everywhere.
He went on to mention last-minute preps and recovery going on simultaneously between both hurricanes. Technical Sergeant Kenneth Sallet, NCO in charge at the weather flight during their day operations, gave me the lowdown on the products they build and train on a routine basis.
So when we came back, we had no cell service, and our teams were relying on SATCOMs and handheld communications to get across base. So it was our job to inform them that you could see some degradation across the base with this information, so just be aware of that as you're coming back for recovery operations.
The green, yellow, and red colors are part of what's called a stoplight chart. As the name implies, green means go, and red means you better stop. Alongside their own in-house forecast models, the Air Force has implemented a one-stop shop for weather data. Bifrost, a new program, has now gone fully online. So can you add specific layers to Bifrost as part of the analysis and forecast process?
Yeah. So the way that they're trying to do it is have like one map be all-encompassing, so I can do anything that all of our maps before did, but in one place.
On top of combining model data into one overlay, this also helps expedite the communication piece and getting those critical watches, warnings, and advisories to folks who may need it at a moment's notice. To help with that communication piece, the Air Force designates their own news and public affairs team. It was actually through Second Lieutenant Erica McCammon I was given this chance to get into the MacDill Air Force Base weather flight. This is what she had to say and what her role looks like during disaster.
A big part of my job as a public affairs officer is to communicate not only with people on base, but also with the local community and to build and strengthen those relationships.
The 2 most important pieces leading up to this very moment as you're watching for the hurricane season and everything in between has to do with training and communication. Now, it may look different for every one of us, but here at News 6, we're going to walk you through exactly how it is you can get yourself ready and stay ahead of the storm at a moment's notice. Communication is the backbone to all that we do on a day-to-day. Your relationships, your family, your workday, it's all-encompassing. Have you dialed in your preps and communicated what is done or still needs doing? We've got you covered to get you fully geared up before the first storm rolls in. Meteorologist David Nazario, News 6.